The corporations have not yet won.
Community still exists in small tucked-away areas not often talked about.
Artists and businesses beginning to thrive in places thought to be defeated.
Dave, I like to call him David Francis.
And I, Tom Maslowski,
are here to give you a glimpse of what's going down in downtown J-Town.
We're going to be interviewing all of our favorite musicians,
Artists and business owners
that give every ounce of themselves into what they do.
And we are back at Third City Sound for another episode of What's Going Down in Downtown J-Town. I have with me, as always, my co-host and sound engineer, David J. Francis.
Good afternoon, Tom. How are we doing this fine afternoon?
You almost said evening. You wanted to say evening.
I wanted to.
Because we're usually here in the evening.
Yeah, usually it's kind of odd.
But we have a chance today to interview Mr. Richard Fredrickson of the Joliet CCP. It's the City Center Partnership Marketing Committee.
Absolutely correct. And for that, you've won a weekend in Rockdale, Illinois.
Yes. Now, do I get to actually stay in a place or just out on the street somewhere?
No, you'll stay in a place. We'll put you up.
Can it be next to El Kamal? I hear that's the place to go.
It can be if you wish that. Yes, we can do that for you.
What's El Kamal? This is new to me.
El Kamal is a taco place that a couple friends of mine always talk about, and I've never been there, and I get yelled at every time they bring it up. It's supposed to be outstanding, fantastic tacos.
Oh.
Well, there's another taco place. I believe it's still Joliet, but if you ever take, I think that's Route 6 and at the river.
Okay.
A little taco place that looks like a food truck.
Yes, I've had that.
But it's not.
What?
It's a building.
It's Tacos Are Us.
Yeah, Tacos Are Us.
Tacos Are Us.
And
right
it's
at
$1. I think the
6
tacos are $1, and the line is out there. It can be 14 degrees and 8 inches of snow, and they have people waiting outside. It's great.
It's called Tacos Are Us.
Yes.
Yeah. All right,
Very
I
good.
have some more homework. And there's also some other homework I'm supposed to do. Kevin Krause keeps yelling at me to try Bernie's Jerk Kitchen. It's a new place.
Yeah, no.
It's in Joliet now. It's the whole menu I saw is jerk chicken sandwiches, whole chickens, chicken wraps, seafood.
No.
It's supposed to be great. You're supposed to call ahead. But I have homework assignments now, so I'm basically reminding myself when I review the podcast to go eat at these places. Because eating is what I like to do. If you saw me, you'd be like, oh, that guy probably likes to eat nonstop. But
of course, Tom, I cannot talk about those places because they're not downtown Joliet.
This is
and
true.
That's the only thing that I'm licensed to talk about.
Let's get on task then.
yeah, so what do you have for us today?
Well, I've got a couple of new places that will be opening up soon for the older group that may hear about this podcast. The Old Keg is going to be opening up soon. That's at the north end of downtown Joliet. It was the gathering place for everyone back in the 60s and 70s. It's been closed for about 12 years. It had a short run with some different owners, but it's been sitting idly there for a long time.
What was it doing? What was it before? Because people have talked about the Keg a lot. I hear
pizza.
about it. It was a pizza place. Okay,
Yeah, it had other things, but it was mainly known for its pizza. And now it will be what I'm told is a fine Mexican dining.
Okay.
And family owned, and they're working on all the things that you need to do to update the building, and they're doing some build out, and look forward to that taking place. Then they're putting the letters up on the side of the Korean barbecue.
What?
Which will be 1, 2, 3 to 4 store windows away from Juliet's.
So
wow.
You're talking
Chicago
about
Street.
that old Chicago barbecue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had fire.
Yeah.
Well,
right next to the pinball arcade.
It's absolutely, yeah. And so we're looking forward to that. They're getting their permits and things all
Very nice.
set to go. So that's interesting.
Now, before we move too far away from the food, my favorite topic of all time, my wife loves that I love food so much. What kind of food so you say fine Mexican dining? Are you talking like Spanish tapas? What do you mean by?
I think they are.
Really?
That'll be included in that. It's not what the folks shared with me when they came in to the City Center Partnership, which part of our role is, yes, events which showcase downtown Joliet, but we also are custodians of grants for new development in the downtown area and what we call the SSA area, which is a special taxing body that the new downtown area, is more of a greater downtown area now that comes under the auspices of the Joliet City Center Partnership and the new TIF area and the new what we'll call SSA taxing area, which is building up of grants and facade grants and things for new businesses and current businesses.
Come on down here. We'll help you out if you come open a business down here.
So it's Chicago Street from, and I may be a little off on the geographic design here, but Jefferson, Chicago, to the viaduct on Ruby.
Okay.
And then east on Cass Street to Collins.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And then Collins north and south. North to the prison, doesn't go to the prison, but it's Azteca de Oro is in that SSA area. And then all the way to the high school.
Oh.
And then Chicago Street goes all the way to the Jacob Henry Mansion.
Right.
And all of that is in the area that I'll be talking about.
Sure.
And what was your other question?
So the other one was going to be the Korean barbecue. I didn't get to it. We're all together.
I have no idea what they're going to have. Korean. I hope they don't have the Koreans barbecue, but they have barbecue.
Because I
have no idea what that is.
Korean barbecue.
I'm looking forward
is
to
so
it.
Good. If you've never had it, it's so good. I just wanted to maybe get some more details. If you,
I would imagine it's hot. Most Korean
barbecue saucy, spicy.
Tom,
I would think so.
Tom has this image of like a Mongolian barbecue, where you like,
where they do all the
all
chopping,
you can eat, or you make your own bowl.
I mean, I'm always thinking about that. Like every so often, that just pops up in my brain. But no, that was not what I was hoping.
Tom,
for.
if you want that, you have to put a little scarf, little sweater over your shoulders.
Yes.
Go to Naperville.
Okay.
And they've got that little Mongolian restaurant where all the kids hang out.
I know where it is. I didn't know you had to wear a scarf.
Just bring it to downtown.
Well, no, you have to do, a little over your shoulder thing, or your jacket over your shoulder.
Oh, yeah. I can do that. It'll be pink.
That's a Naperville, you have to dress like a Napervillian. Otherwise, they'll find out you're from Joliet.
Yeah, well, and
Absolutely.
I've had that experience recently, actually, at a restaurant. We had some insane service because I think they thought maybe, these people aren't going to buy or tip anything. Little do they know my wife is a server, and I'll get yelled at if I don't tip like $100, So. All right. So now what's next? What else has got?
Well, I'll tell you what's next. Is this podcast on this week, by the way, or is this going to be run in December sometime?
As soon as possible. Unless you
it
want.
Could be. Don't let Dave know he has till December. We'll never see it.
We can hold it as long as you want, but it'll be done today.
Well, I wanted to talk to the folks about Mike Brick, who I met before coming here for the podcast.
Guy. The museum, the Joliet
Historical Museum. He's the marketing director, and he said, if you're going to be on the podcast, talk about Carrie Nation and the Hatfield sisters at the museum.
Yes.
They'll be there this coming Friday, and it's kind of a fun thing. It goes through the historical reenactment of the bar smashing of the story Prohibition on the eve of all places, St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
and they're going to do it on the eve also here. And then one of my favorite, I think it's just the one sister, although they say it's the Hatfield sisters. They're great. They are. They played downstairs at the pub on many occasions. In fact, they may go from there to here. I don't know.
They'll be doing the tour for sure. Yeah,
they'll be playing Saturday. I hear they played last Saturday
at the Chicago Street Pub.
Yeah, they're great.
I'm not going to talk about Chicago Street Pub much because I'm sure you talk a whole lot about.
Well, you can throw it in there. Yeah,
no,
man.
I mean you have a Mike night. You've got all kinds of every single night something. Credit to Kathy and Mike Trisna. When things were really shaky and challenging down here in downtown Joliet, they bought the place from Mary and sweetheart Mary, but actually John and Mike Trisna bought the place, and then
John
Kathy and Mike took it over. But he has been the mentor if anyone has a restaurant or a bar and comes to downtown, the kind of people Kathy and Mike are, they just, we'll tell you, we'll share with you whatever you need
to
make it successful, because Trisna has on many occasions said, I want more of these places downtown. The more, the merrier. More variety, you know, all of that. And they're very creative. They've come up with Music Mondays, and they've got all, I think, probably 5 out of 7 nights, they've got entertainment of one kind or another.
Of something.
Yeah. And great food. Food. And I enjoyed
they
last year at St. Patrick's Day.
And Hopstring Fest was Trisna's
huge
thing.
success.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. Huge success. Okay.
Greatly missed, by the way.
Yeah, Mike.
I cry every August.
I don't think
Now my birthday sucks.
Send your prayers and thoughts to Tom during this podcast here. Our phone number here is 555-1234, area code 719.
Yeah.
Coming up, this is huge. I mean, this is really huge, and that's Star Wars.
Yes.
This is the biggest Star Wars thing in the entire country of its kind.
What?
No, it's bigger than L.A.
I heard it's
bigger
huge, yeah.
than
Well, there's a parade that goes down all of Chicago Street. I mean, it was a big deal last year.
the parade is a big deal, but it's not the deal. You know, we've got the 501st Regiment Stormtroopers.
Yes.
I mean, this is the real McCoy. There are no little dollar store costumes.
No.
in here. These things are like $1,000 or more what these people put on. Hundreds of members of fandom of the Star Wars from around the world. Now, I don't know these guys. Maybe you do, I don't. But these are some of the authors and some of the illustrators that talk with the kids, share with the kids, autograph. They do all kinds of stuff with the kids up in the room, up on the second floor of the library. And you've got guys like Jamie Snell and Keith Capel and Dave Dorman, Jim Tampa, John Jackson, Wayne Babinski, and Steve Palinka. They're up there. These are all guys who are either in the comics to illustrations of Star Wars, on and on.
Like the side stories and everything like that. All the extra,
all that.
like
and adventures.
the lore.
Yeah, exactly. It takes place June 2nd. So make sure you put that on the calendar from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. downtown Joliet. And it's on a Saturday, so it's free parking practically everywhere.
Everywhere. As long as it doesn't say handicap.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true.
Just don't.
But from the
park
county parking lot to the north end county parking lot to all the city decks, free parking on Saturdays.
Even on the streets, too.
Well, I think on the streets.
After 1 p.m.
Yeah,
on
after
Saturday.
1 p.m.
Yeah.
All day Sunday.
That's a mystery also.
And there's going to be a bunch of like Star Wars themed music at this thing, too, isn't
This
there?
year they are, and it's interesting. Have you ever been to it before?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have not.
The music, up until I think last year, was Klingons.
Yeah.
And they send everything in Klingonese. And I
Which
said, wait a
is
minute.
sacrilege. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Time out here.
Yeah.
So they've changed, and they're going to have a different. They were good, by the way.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
But-
yeah.
Let's just bring in John Williams.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Can we get John?
Yeah, John Williams will be there conducting the L.A. Symphony.
Rumor has it that there might be a ukulele band playing some Star Wars music there. Just saying. Might be some.
Just saying. Okay, you heard it here
Ukulele.
second. So that's big. That's coming up June 2nd. And June is a real busy month down here in downtown Joliet.
And the Star Wars Day was great, too. I mean, the library's open. There's all kinds of vendors and food and beer, and there's things going on all over the place.
All kinds of events.
All ages. You got to
It
mention
is
it's
all ages. Yeah, it is
Oh,
definitely.
yeah, all
You know,
ages.
geared towards the kids.
Obviously.
Really
Star Wars.
family-oriented. Yeah.
Star Wars is just for adults, folks. No.
And they come costume. You can come
Oh, yeah.
with your favorite costume, both mom and dad and the kids. And,
Yeah.
it's interesting that the Joliet Route 66 diner really rolls out the red carpet for that in
I
the
love
morning,
that
and they got
place.
they changed their menu
Yeah, it's the
to
best.
Star
Oh, really?
Wars burgers and princess whatever. You know?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they put a special menu out. It's the same menu but different names.
Yeah, because I
I supposed
just
to say
discovered
that? I
that
don't
place.
think so.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
You know.
But they have great food there.
Yes.
You would
They
never know like it's
Yeah.
fresh vegetables. I like vegetables a lot with my food.
Yeah.
Like food. As you've already said.
We already said this, but no, they have seriously some of the best soup I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Great breakfasts. The
Great
spicy
skillets.
chicken skillet is like
Yeah. Well, they're a great. It's a nice couple that owns the place.
Yeah.
Tom
Claudia and
just fist
Tony.
bump. For those that missed it, Tom fist bumped.
I did fist bump the air.
You did.
I did.
Are you allowed to do that?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. New Orleans North. This is huge also.
Da-da-da-da.
I mean, I think last year they had 12,000 people.
No big deal. Small event.
Yeah.
And my band gets the headline, so no big deal.
Yeah, Dave is it. Dave is the trumpet player in the big line. Yep.
All right. I think I saw you. I think I did, unless that was one of those hologram things. I think I saw you.
No, I was there. I was.
We don't have that technology here yet.
New Orleans North, Friday, June 8th, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. That's the Joliet Chamber. We promote it. Joliet City Center Partnership promotes it, but it's Mary Jaworski and all the wonderful volunteers. You know that Joliet Chamber, I believe, next to Chicago Chamber, is the largest chamber in the state.
Now,
They've
what
got
does the
over
chamber
1,000
do
members.
For folks like myself that are ignorant to all this kind of political stuff, what is the role of the chamber?
You need to get Mary Jaworski up here to answer those questions. But at the top of the mountain, I can tell you that the Joliet Chamber has all sorts of conferences and seminars, and they put on expos they salute the teachers. They've got a number of. If you go to the Joliet Chamber website, it's really a busy place. And they really only have 5 or 6 people down there doing everything, plus their board. Wow. And they're volunteers for any of their events. People just, they line up and want to be volunteers with the Joliet Chamber. They do a phenomenal job and have done for years. Mary Jaworski taking over the reins from Russ Slinkard, who was many, many years chamber manager.
Sure. It was a great event. The New Orleans North was unbelievable last year.
And then comes one that, do you own a pet, a bird or a dog or?
2 cats.
2 cats.
Yeah.
But don't bring them to this.
No.
This is called Paws on 66. No, I guess you can. I can.
I can. I mean, I can just leash them up, right?
Yeah, I guess you can. It's this is really a cool thing. It just started last year. Just an idea. It really started out as kind of a adopt a pet kind of thing. A lot of adoption will take place on that Saturday. That's coming up on June 9th. Thanks to Hawk Subaru is going to be sponsored, and the City Center Partnership will promote it. And they'll have food vendors and they'll have veterinarians and adopt them thing, and a little parade with the dogs. It was a lot of fun last year, and so if you're into that, June 9th. And then Frank Michaelet's over at the Forge.
Yes.
He and Mayor Oda Kirk. Now I don't know all the details on this, but I believe on June 16th. Is that right? Let's see. Yeah, June 16th. I don't know the time, but he's going to have an outdoor concert across the street from the Rialto.
Oh, wow.
And don't worry, Older One, we're not going to have a problem with the parking lot or any of that, because the building by then will be down.
Oh, that's right.
It goes up for bidding at next city council meeting. It will go for the, what's it called? Destruction. What's that called?
Demolition?
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Demolition.
I feel pretty smart.
Bidding. And that building will be down. We never use that space anyway. We use the Van Buren Plaza, and that should be open. So he'll have we'll be talking more about that, or you can talk to Frank.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Over at the Forge, which, by the way, has been tremendously successful.
Yeah,
it's a
man,
fantastic place.
Wow.
And I've been through many of the transitions of the Forge.
Sure.
Through the Gellis family when they had it, and it's been just very successful.
Yeah.
We had our fundraiser for the Rock and Roll Museum there.
Yeah, that was
a huge success.
That was a good time.
Probably have more shows set for that. Then put your, NASCAR gear on for the Race Fan Rally coming up June 27th, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. The major sponsor of that is Hawk Chevrolet and Cadillac, and we will do all the promotions on that City Center Partnership. That's huge.
Yeah,
we've combined the Race Fan Rally this year with the NHRA as well.
Oh, wow.
We put them both together because
you're insane.
You're insane. Yes. So we're going. Thank you. We're going to do that this year. We're just going to call it Race Fan Rally.
Sure.
It's going to be huge, and it'll be a fun thing. June 27th. That's the day before they begin the Stars and Stripe series out at the Chicagoland Speedway. This all used to take place in September in recent years, but back in the day, it was always in July, and it was huge back then. We'd have as many as 25,000 people show up back in those days. So we're looking for a good turnout again this year. And then for you, Tom, you said you have cats, you have food, and you have cats. Do you have any children?
No.
That you know of, right?
No, I'm pretty sure. I'm the bass player, man.
Okay.
I have no children wandering
I'm going to
around.
look that up on Wikipedia. I'm a bass player, so I don't have any kids.
If I was a singer, I'd be like, well, maybe I have some kids. No, I play bass.
Well,
I know where the beer is.
This is the No Beer at This Fest. This is Kids Fest, and it comes up Saturday, August 8th from 10 to 3 p.m. Lewis University puts this on. They take over the entire Van Buren Plaza with every department in the university, and it's open to the kids and family. It's a great time. And then up and down Chicago Street, we have folks come from Chicago, Lincoln Park Zoo, and the observatory.
Oh, okay.
It's really a great treat. And the police
Sounds
come
like
out.
edutainment.
Yes.
Edutainment.
Thank you.
Or
This guy's,
infotainment, yeah.
He's
as
on
they
it.
say in England, brilliant.
Yes. How would they say it here?
A brilliant.
Now, you seem like you've done this before, Richard.
Once or twice. But here's something that I really love, and I'm working on my Spanish, but Fiesta en Calle is Saturday, September 8th. This is just spectacular. I don't know if you saw any of this at all. I
Heard
mean,
about it, yeah.
No, I
the
have
Hispanic people have such fun. You know, they work hard and they play hard and they're very family oriented. So the family comes out. They book Mexican bands from Mexico come up here and entertain.
Wow.
And what you will hear and see is they'll be out dancing. The people are here. They love to dance and sing. They'll sing right along with the band and whoever the
And
singers
sound
are.
good, too.
Oh, yeah.
And
Sing
they sound
on
good.
time and in key for some reason.
But I will tell you, put your orthotics in your shoes because you're going to have to wait in line because these lines are real long.
Yeah. Was
to get to the-
25,000 people last year or something?
It was huge. I don't know. I didn't count them all, but there were a lot of people, thousands of them. And it's going to be bigger this year. So we'll see what they've got planned. Then, since it's chilly today, we'll be able to talk about Light Up the Holiday Festival and Parade. That's not until November. Maybe we'll come back and talk about that.
Absolutely.
That's all. That was the first nighttime parade anywhere in the Chicagoland area. Now you got all kinds of nighttime parades. But
I like
we
the
were
nighttime
first.
stuff, man. I'm a nighttime guy. I work in the afternoon. It's nice to be able to get off of work and go do something.
Yeah. And so we do that. And then we have something, it's a big secret because we haven't put it together yet. So it's a big secret.
Hit pause, Dave. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I'm going to tell the secret.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Right now?
Yeah.
So we're not going to get in trouble for this.
No.
All right.
I will, but you won't.
Okay. Yeah, all right, cool.
I have not hit pause. It's still recording. Thank you.
Okay, so it's still recording. Hello, test.
Check.
We have something planned for a Fall Fest / Halloween thing that we'll be talking and telling people this sometime in September, October.
That's
Okay.
vague enough.
And we can't tell you anymore. That's it. No more. I don't care how many masks you put on during this interview. I'm not going to tell you.
Seriously?
I like the cape, though.
Can I make some stuff up here? So it's going to be like this. It's going to be an event where everyone will be. No, I had nothing. I was going to say some stuff. What if that was the truth? Then
It's going to be a haunted corn maze. I think
A
there's
haunted
gonna
corn
be,
maze.
Yes.
And street musicians,
Yes.
and you can trick or treat from the street musicians.
Yes.
something like that.
Okay, I'm in.
Oh, my God. Okay.
And beer stations along the walk for adults only, of course.
Well, okay.
Sure.
Hot toddies.
Also planned sometime later this summer is a Black Pride Parade, and there could be 2 other events that have nothing to do with City Center Partnership, but I'm hearing some talk about 2 other events that may come up. And all of these things showcase the downtown area because we're very much aware that many of the folks who come to these only come downtown to get divorced or pay a traffic ticket and
And then eat a chicken and spice.
yeah, and go to Chicken and Spice because you've got your people who live west of 59, and many of those people, a lot of them are Joliet people who definitely support downtown and come on, we love them, and we love them all. But their trend is to go back to Oak Lawn, and go back to the south suburbs where they came.
Sure.
Mm.
Same thing with the Plainfield people. And it was interesting. Last Saturday, Plainfield had the Irish Parade. And the Irish parade they have is very family oriented, but it's on the same day the South Side Parade is in Chicago.
Sure.
And it's a lot of fun. I would estimate that the folks in Plainfield last Saturday, there's probably about 25,000 people
Holy cow.
in downtown Plainfield, and it was just a very successful parade. And parades in these towns, and particularly in downtown Joliet, showcase the architecture, showcase the business that are down here. It certainly is an assist to our restaurants and entertainment venues. This year's Star Wars, as they did last year, will use the Rialto Theater. People will be able to get into Rialto. There'll be some things for them to do in there.
Tours and stuff like that.
I believe there'll be some tours of the theater. Then they have some other things also planned for that. And also during Race Fan Rally, we always put the trophy in there for folks to see.
Nice.
So it's using everything we have in downtown Joliet. And it's just a couple of things for folks. And you mentioned it, Tom. Tom is also has become a member of our marketing committee at the Joliet City Center Partnership. And remember, you mentioned this, and it so seldom gets mentioned. So we'll use this opportunity to tell people, and that's the Ironworks.
Yeah.
On the north side of Joliet. I think there's like 2 people a month that go in there.
Well, I didn't know it was there. I literally
Right.
stumbled on it.
Yeah, right. And it's a great place, great history. Joliet has so much history,
Yeah.
and so much of that, by the way, is captured and on display at the Joliet Historical Museum.
Yes, it is.
And I don't know what it costs, $3 or $5 or something to get in, and it's open practically every day of the week, I think.
It's a really nice place.
Yeah, it really is. For a town like us, the size of our town, to have a museum like that, it's just phenomenal. I mean, the last time you took Hobart Road, that's John Hobart, who was the guy who argued against Werner von Braun during the first rockets to the moon. And all the scientists were saying, we're going to shoot the rocket, it's going to go straight up. And John Hobart said, no, wait a minute. You can't do it that way. You got to shoot it up, and it's got to go around the moon and then make the landing. And his argument was won, and thus we have a successful flight to the moon. And plus he built the I forget which one that is, but it's on display at the Historical Museum. You get to drive it, and you can crash it like I have twice.
Seriously, though?
Yeah, it's right there on the second floor. As you go up the stairway, right to your right, and you can see it's the Hobart exhibit. It's a fun thing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I thought the Ironworks was a great place to go. I mean, it's tremendous to think that, people built that. I mean, everything is just very large, for lack of better terms. Just to think of what went on in those days and what the work days were like, and every plaque you hear a story about how people would be falling into those pits, and they're trying to redesign it so less people fell into the pits. And then you walk up and kind of look in there and to think that this was someone's
decades
life.
before OSHA came in. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But, this is the city of steel, and the reason being is things like that. Back in the 30s and 40s and earlier, this was quite a river town with lots of industry and lots of bars and lots of breweries.
Yeah. Let's bring some of those back, too, David.
Well, we have.
We got 3 in the area now.
We have Elders and Migraine and
Will County.
Will County is in Shorewood, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
you can't talk about Shorewood.
But I mean, it's a neighbor, What if some of those folks want to come try our
there's
beer?
another one I'm hearing. I don't think it's a microbrewery, but it's going to have craft beer, and it's out on Plainfield Road. It's called Crafted.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear about that.
It's going into a place that's had about 800 restaurants in there.
Okay.
I can't think of the name of it, but anyway, it's real close to Renwick Road.
Okay.
On Route 30. And so there'll be another place for you to stop in and have, a
beer and
toddy.
food.
Yeah. That's always the newcomers to microbreweries are always saying it's like Solemn Oath in Naperville. The guys that started that thing in a room about the size of this studio.
Yeah.
And now they've got, I don't know, a whole warehouse is full of their tanks and whatever those things are called where they're brewing their.
Well, people want something to do around here.
No food there, see, and what they do is they bring the food trucks.
Trucks, yeah.
Okay, well,
There's
that's
food
good.
trucks there, so
There is food there.
yes, yeah, but not in outdoors.
So I don't have to bring a lunch, you're saying?
You could.
Oh.
You know, brown
You
bag.
pack a lunch.
I will
Yeah,
bring a
brown
lunch.
bag,
Yeah, sure.
Bring your Star Wars lunch pail.
Oh, and those are the chimes signaling the end of the interview portion of the interview.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, and thanks for coming and hanging out with us and talking to us about all these things that are happening down here. You know, I think people are really in the mood to do something. There's people that are living around here now that want culture. They want to hear new music. They want to drink new things. They want to eat new food, exciting food. And it's great that so many people have been kind of on the same page as far as that goes. And everyone's got the same idea as far as it's, time to rev things up around here and show everyone what we have to offer.
Well, thank you for the Guinness. And
Certainly.
Enjoy the chat, and we'll see you next time.
Yes,
Here
sir.
at What's Going Down Downtown Joliet, we don't actually distribute alcohol to our guests.
We don't distribute.
Yes, you did.
Well, I shared. Is that distributing? You see how
We're
it works?
fibbing. We're fibbing. We're fibbing.
Well, as always, I'd like to thank David Francis for coming and doing this.
My pleasure.
This is actually, we are over the 1 year mark now. We didn't really talk about it. We had our 1 year anniversary in February, which means I owe Bill Aldrich and Mike and Kathy Trisna a lot of money for all the studio time I've eaten up.
Don't admit
This
that.
past year. So thanks to everybody for making this happen. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Richard. And I hope you've enjoyed this episode of What's Going Down in Downtown J-Town. Take it away, Brian.